Hello friends, Dr. Nels here, coming to you this week with some more content on life, leadership, business, and family. Working to share some information to build your values and principles and your bedrock foundation so that you can be the best version of you. And last week we talked about securities and maybe giving up some security to grow, to move forward. And Cale has another question or point to follow up with that I'd like you to ask so we can hear that.
Yeah, I think we were just talking, and pushing yourself requires you to go outside your comfort zone and try new things. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important for us to realize that it's okay to fail. Yeah. Giving yourself the grace to fail, but then also having the wherewithal to learn from the failure, mm-hmm. and not just bank on the success. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so failure is wonderful. 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I used to say failure was not an option. And typically, and actually when I always said that is, one time I always said failure was not an option is when my wife and I took out a $750,000 loan to buy Animal Medical Center, and so failure was not an option then. We had to make it work. Our back was against the wall. We were hungry, and we clawed, and we kicked, and we scratched, and we grew, and we made mistakes, and we screwed up a lot of stuff, but we still made it work into where we're at today. And we can't give up hunger, but I'm getting sidetracked. Failure is an option. And I do believe, as Cale, you mentioned kids, we have got to coach our kids that failure is an option, because I think many kids are getting raised in an environment where they're scared to death to fail. As I've coached many millennials who are rock stars, many millennials, most all, if I ask them, are you scared to fail? And 9 out of 10 at least raise their hand every time. And that's because their parents didn't coach them well enough that failure is an option. And we need to coach our kids, we need to coach people at work that failure is an option. Now, to back that up, the only way failure is truly an option, where you're leading someone or parenting someone, your response will dictate their desire to fail again or not. If your response is a negative towards them in their failure, they're going to be less likely to push the boundaries to grow themselves that may require them to fail again. So that rests on us. That rests on you with your kids, and telling them, hey, it's okay. You didn't get a good grade today. That's fine. Hey, let's study. Let's kick it in the ass tomorrow, today, the next week. Let's get our grades back.
What did we learn from it?
What did we learn from it? And as the famed John Maxwell teaches us, it's, if you're going to fail, fail forward. And while you do that, when you're down, you failed forward, you're on the ground, clean up your freaking mess when you're done, and when you're down there, get up, learn from it, and move forward. Fail forward, clean up your mess while you're down there, and keep moving forward. And as we as leaders and parents, we've got to promote that. We talk about that here at AMC. It's okay to fail. We give them permission, as Cale said. We give our kids permission to fail. We trust them, we have their back, and we trust that our kids and everyone here at AMC is going to screw it up and fail. We trust all of that.
I think that comes with an understanding that the person is not the sum, they're not defined by the sum of their mistakes. Their value is not found in the sum of their mistakes or even in the sum of their successes. That's not what defines or provides value for them. And so I think when you look at it through that lens, it's easier to look through the failure and find out what you change or what you do different next time versus in focusing on the failure itself.
Yeah, we have to, failure does not sum up anyone, although in our world today, there's negative people that want to lead us to believe that. But for us here and how we lead and grow people, we give them some slack in the rein. We don't micromanage them every minute, every hour of the day. We give them things to work towards. Here's the objectives, here's the boundaries, here's the rules of the road. Now go, leave the home, get out of the cave, kill it, and drag it back and be proud. We give them slack in the rope to make decisions and to do things to the best of their ability. And if they screw it up, that's okay. We've got their back. We clean it up. We help them clean it up, and we keep moving forward. But if you don't give them that slack in the rope, whether it's your kids or people here at work, that they won't fail enough, or they won't fail hard enough to truly learn. And I think we can all think back over the course of our career and lifetime. We can think really quickly and easily about all the things we learned in our failures, more so than all the things we learned in our successes. And if we don't allow our people to have some failure, if we don't allow our kids to have some failure, they're going to learn maybe harder later on in life. And I'd rather they learn sooner than later in their failures. And so, yes, we give you permission. We give you permission as a leader to keep screwing things up, admit your mistakes, help your people fail forward, remind them to clean it up while they're down there, and keep moving forward. We're glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. Got any questions, please reach out. If you like this content, click subscribe here. We'd love to have you back. See you next week. Cheers, folks.